everyone, this is the Movie Maniac. Thank you for watching, and hello to new and returning subscribers. Today we're going to talk about Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. Following a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas, a group of mercenaries take the ultimate gamble, venturing into the quarantine zone to pull off the greatest heist ever attempted. So this movie is by Zack Snyder, and you know what's interesting is actually I heard about Army of the Dead a couple years ago, and the whole thing got delayed in 2020, and I was on board with this plot the moment I read about it. I remember telling friends of mine about this movie where a heist is going to take place during a zombie outbreak, and how cool is that going to be? Like, it literally sounded as if somebody extracted an idea from my brain. I feel like these are the kind of plots that I come up with for movies. And guys, a lot of you already know who watch my videos, I'm obsessed with James Cameron's Aliens, and there's so many nods to it in this movie. I mean, look, you have the girl who almost resembles Vasquez with the bandana, and then you have the person who's there to kind of guide them, consult them along the way, because she's familiar with these creatures, she's been there, done that, so she has the knowledge of kind of what these other guys in the group are going to be up against. And you got this race against the clock thing because the whole place is going to explode with a countdown, you know? So there's a lot more to it than just that. Like, for instance, there's even, I won't mention the character's name, but someone has to make a decision at the end of this movie that is the exact same decision Ripley had to make at the end of Aliens. And to keep things spoiler-free, I'll just say that there is more than one type of zombie here. And two of the zombies that we see in and out throughout the runtime, they deliver some of the best performances in the entire film. Super impressive. They do steal the show when they're on screen. And guys, something really exciting for me, and I know many of you who may or may not be in the horror community, this movie brings the horror, because you do have a heist film, an action flick, and a horror movie, and they're all kind of going on simultaneously. And when they do bring the horror, it doesn't feel diluted because of everything else. Like, there's a scene where these zombies are in hibernation at one point in a certain area, that's all I'll mention, but that was freaky as hell. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat, and that really was effective. And there's moments like that in here where you just think, damn, okay, so we definitely didn't forget that this does occupy the horror genre. What's really cool about this film in particular is you can tell Zack Snyder got to make his movie. I think there was even a tweet from Netflix where they bragged about this being the Snyder cut, and you can really see the difference. I'm so glad the studios didn't jump in and interfere here, because even though this does have a 2-hour and 30-minute runtime, there's so much going on that it really does warrant that long. It's kind of long for a zombie movie. I mean, let's be honest here. Dave Bautista's acting isn't that great, but he is serviceable here, and I'll say there is a real attempt to flesh these characters out a little bit. They have their own quirks, they have their own demons, they have their own strengths. I don't mean to keep comparing this to Aliens, but that movie definitely did a great job at that, and I don't think that the characters in Army of the Dead are as classic as the ones from Cameron's Aliens, but just the noble attempt to pull this off with everything going on in this film, I appreciate that. I think George Romero would be proud, because this almost feels like the natural follow-up to Land of the Dead, and it has the budget. The zombies are continuing to develop, that's all I'll say. It has that group of people living on the edge that get together and go through this. It takes place in the middle of a restricted area where the zombies are contained. You know, there's elements too in here of like Escape from New York and Escape from LA, which, yeah, I'm telling you, they're trying to make a movie for the Maniac. There's always something happening here, whether it's the heist and getting that ready and pulling that off, or the horror with the zombies, or the action with all the running and gunning. I mean, damn, it makes for some great pacing. Guys, with all that being said, I'm going to give Army of the Dead an 8 out of 10. This is great. This is a welcome return to the zombie genre, and this is how it's done. It feels like Zack Snyder was trying to make an epic. Like, this movie feels huge. It's extremely gory. If you're a fan of these movies, it's going to appeal to the fans. They're not trying to hold anything back. They're giving you a full-blown movie with everything thrown in, including the kitchen sink, and it has a lot of closure. Yeah, it's left open for a sequel, but this is a pretty self-contained film. I like that. I know there's a little bit of a cliffhanger, but if you take that out, this is just a one-shot insulated picture, and we need more of these. Zack Snyder, man, he really knocked it out of the park again. I mean, look, he just did the Justice League cut, which was really good. I'll link to that review here. And then he went and did this, getting back into the zombie scene in the horror community, and he nailed it. I mean, like, this guy needs to come to Spooky Empire because I want to meet him. I want to watch him on a panel. Kudos, Zack Snyder. You have done an amazing job with this film. All right, everyone, what do you think of Army of the Dead? Fellow zombie fans, I want you to sound off below. And even if you're not a big horror freak like I am, let me know what you thought. All right, so most of you already know, but for those who don't, make sure to smash that notification bell. Like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay inside the mind of a movie maniac.